Hello students, myself Tehsin Sheikh. Welcome to Nagesh Karajgi Orchid School channel. Students, this is our fourth lecture of Geography lesson number 2, that is land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. So first one we will take one short revision, okay? Then after that we will start our next point. In the first lecture students, we had discussed about the land use and land conservation. Land is very important. We all are living on the land surface, and due to this land having different uses, like we are using land for construction, for agriculture purpose, for industrial setup, sometime for the agriculture. So these all are uses of land. And how to land conserve? So mostly we can conserve land to the different process, and these all points we had discussed in the first lecture. In the second lecture we had discussed about the soil. Soil, how soil is important. Without soil we cannot cultivate crop in the farm. So because of that soil is also very important, and in the fertile soil we can grow more crop, and in the infertile soil we cannot grow the crop. And soil conservation, the different method like mulching, strip cropping, contour belt, shelter belts, these all are the measures of conservation of soil. Third lecture we had discussed about the water. Water is the vital renewable resources. Renewable means what? We can easily renew or replenish water, and due to this reason water is called renewable resources. But students, when we see on the earth surface, majority of the area, like 70% of area of our globe is covered by water, and due to this region water is also called water planet. Globe is also called water planet. And we had discussed in the third lecture the sources of water, the uses of water, and in the city area per day, per person, how many liter of water we are using. These things also we had discussed in the third lecture. Now today we are going to study problem of water availability. So open page number 14 in the textbook, hold pencil in your hand. Some important words are there and some difficult words are there. So we will see the page number 14 to the problem of water availability. So students, in the water is very important resources, because we are using for drinking, for washing clothes, utensils, for bathing, for industrial sector, for agricultural sector. So there is a scarcity of water in many regions of the world. Last lecture we had discussed na, Amreli area in the Saurashtra, they are purchasing water because of shortage of water. So just like that, many cities or many areas in the globe, they are purchasing water or they are facing water shortage on the earth surface. Now how they are facing this water scarcity? See, most of the time in the Africa, West Asia, South Asia, some part of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, some part of South America and entire Australia, they are facing water shortage. See students, water is available abundantly, but the source of fresh waters are limited. And which countries they are facing the shortage of water? So Africa. See, in the northern part of Africa it is totally covered by the Sahara desert, and in the Sahara desert high temperature and less rainfall, and these two things are responsible for totally sand or dry part in the world. Dry part means high temperature, less rainfall, and it's become very extreme hot climatic condition is occurred in the Sahara desert area, and the most of the part of Africa is under the water scarcity or water shortage. West Asia, see students, West Asia means which countries are there? Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arab, Dubai. These countries, they having large source of or abundant source of natural resources like natural gas and petroleum. But when we come to the water, water shortage they are facing in the area. So these countries like Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arab, Dubai, these all countries they don't have sufficient water. South Asia means our India, yes, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, these all countries are located in the South Asia, and we are also facing the water shortage problem. Some part of Western USA, in the Western USA Rocky Mountain is there, and in this part part also they are facing water shortage. Northwest Mexico, in the Mexico's western part there also water shortage, and some part of South America and entire Australia. See students, in only one river is there in the Australia, and that is called Murray-Darling river, and this is flowing in the eastern part, whole and soul eastern part this river is flowing, and due to this region, this area, this Australia, whole Australia is covered by desert, and because of that this Australia, Africa, Asia, America, these all continents they are facing water shortage problem. Okay. See, countries located in the climatic zone most susceptible to drought face great problem of water scarcity. See, some countries which are located on the climatic zone, जहाँ पे in the middle part we having abundance of water, like on the equatorial and near the equatorial, like 5 degree north and 5 degree south, there we also lots of water because continuously heavy rainfall occurred in the equatorial place. But when we go to the northern part and southern part, when we go to the far away from the equator, the rainfall amount is decreased, and because of that these countries or these countries which are located away from the equatorial, they are facing the water shortage problem. See, thus droughts face great problem of water scarcity. Thus water shortage may be a consequence of variation in seasonal or annual precipitation, or the scarcity is caused by over exploitation and contamination. Underline, contamination means dirty water. Okay, contamination of water sources. So students, what are the reasons why water is not available? So first reason behind that, the over exploitation means in the last lecture we had watched we had watched the table, and through this table we learned that we are using we are overusing the water for our daily life, and this over exploitation. Second one, contamination means what? Industrial garbage, industrial chemical water, agricultural chemical water, and the sewage water we are throwing in the river like Yamuna river, Ganga river, these all rivers we are throwing this water, and due to this water they become very river water it's become very dirty, and this contamination water, over exploitation and seasonal variation. Now I will tell you the seasonal variation means what, student. See, in the India we received water through the monsoon rainfall. Monsoon is seasonal, sometime we received heavy rain and sometime we received no rain. So this seasonal variation in the climatic condition and the over exploitation and contamination of water, these three things are responsible for the less water available or the unequal distribution of water in the atmosphere or in the world. Okay. Now next point we are going to study conservation of water resources. Now how to conserve water? What we had discussed, water is very important. Second point, how we are using water. Now available of water is also very less. Now let's see how conserve the water. Now students, someone from you people tell me how we conserve the water, which things we are using for the water conservation. So let's see this point in detail. First important thing for the water conservation, access to clean and adequate water sources is a major problem facing the world today. Water is available, but sometimes it gets polluted or sometimes it's mixed with the sewage water. So fresh water sources are very limited. Steps have to be taken to conserve these dwindling resources. Even though water is a renewable resources, its overuse and pollution make it unfit for the use. See students, this image in the Yamuna river polluted due to the sewage, industrial effluent and garbage. See, river is very holy place in the earth surface. Ganga, Yamuna, these all rivers they are flowing, and the river bank area many temples are located. So on this temple area we are throwing garbages like garlands, sometimes the Asti Visarjan. These all are very common things which we are doing on the river bank, and due to this all region the water gets polluted. And see the Yamuna river, the situation of Yamuna river, industrial effluents, sewage water and the garbage we are throwing in this Yamuna river. And even though water is renewable resources, then also we are facing the shortage of water. Discharge, now how water become the untreated or the water is become polluted. See, some reasons are here, underline in the textbook. Discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage. See, at our home we are using different purpose this water, sometime drainage water also we are mixed or we are discharge this all water in the rivers. So, this is the first reason. Second reason, agriculture chemical and industrial effluents in the water bodies are major contaminants. Nowadays in India, many industries are developing, like each and every part of our India, we are watching the setup of varieties of industries, and Indian farmers, they are also using many different type of chemicals in the farming area, and because of that the water gets contaminated due to this all things. They pollute the water with nitrates, metals and pesticides. See students, which type of wastage we are discharge in the water. So, nitrates means the fertilizer, metals and the pesticides we are throwing in the water. Now, students, open the page number 15. Let us see the next page. Most of these chemicals are non-biodegradable and reach human bodies through the water. Most of these metals, they are non-biodegradable, means as it is, it's a we can when we drink this water, it's rich in our human body and it's get affected in the human body and it is unfit for our body. Water pollution can be controlled by treating these effluents suitably before releasing them in the water body. See, when we releasing this all water in the water body, we want to treating these effluents, means what we have to do, we want to mostly refine this water, and after refine we can send this water in the riverine area. Forest land and other vegetation cover slow the surface runoff and replenish the underground water. See students, when we plant trees or when we stop the deforestation, at that time the natural vegetation cover on the earth surface and the roots of the trees, they hold the moisture, they hold the water, and due to this vegetation, due to these trees, water is directly not run off, water is not go downside or not go flowing very speedily due to the trees, and due to these trees we can percolate this water in the ground. So, runoff and the replenish underground water is very easily we can do through the natural vegetation. Water harvesting is another method to save surface runoff. The canals used for irrigation field should be properly lined to minimize losses by water seepage. Sprinkles effectively irrigate the area by checking water losses through the seepage and evaporation. In dry region with high rate of evaporation, drip or trickle irrigation is very useful. The valuable water resources can therefore be conserved by adopting this means of irrigation. Now students, in this paragraph, varieties of water conservation resources, water conservation measures we are seeing. See, underline first one, we can harvest the water. At the time of agriculture, in the hilly area, water is coming downside in very fast speed. So, when we cultivate the terrace farming or sometime in the contour plugging, water is directly not comes downside, water can, these all things are barrier for the water, and water harvesting is important thing. Second one, we can using the canals or the irrigation. Through irrigation and canal we can use the water. See here, the water sprinkle. In the farm area, through the sprinkle we can use we can provide the water through agricultural sector. Okay. So, drip or trickling irrigation is also very useful in the dry area. So, these all are the measures of water conservation. Okay. Underline. one by one underline, properly lined by minimize loose by water seepage. Next underline, sprinklers effectively irrigate the areas by checking water looses, and in the dry region with high rate of evaporation we can drip or trickle irrigation we can use. ये सारा underline आपको करना है. Okay, so understood water, why water is important and the water conservation. Now in the next point we will discuss about the natural vegetation and wildlife. Okay, now natural vegetation means what? The forest area, varieties of plants grows in the forest, and these forest areas are also very useful. This is also natural resources. Okay, natural vegetation, varieties of plants we are using as a medicinal plants like herbal plants. Then next important thing, this natural vegetation and wildlife, they are providing us various things like rubber, wax, paper, sometime medicinal plants, and the wildlife we are using meat, milk, sometime we are using these animals related things for the silk rearing, silk animals, they are silk insect we are using for silk rearing. So the natural vegetation and wildlife, these natural resources are also very important for the human life, and let us see this point through the textbook. Open page number 15 and the next column, next topic is the natural vegetation and wildlife. Some school children were visiting on exhibition on handicraft. See, many students they have visited one exhibition, and that exhibition is related to handicraft. Handicraft means handmade things. Okay, the articles in the exhibition were collected from different part of the country. The material which available on the exhibition, it is collected from the various part of our country. Okay, Mona picked up a bag and exclaimed, "This is a beautiful handbag." "Yes, it is made from jute," the teacher said. See, the students they are watching all the material. At that time Mona, she picked up one bag, she hold one bag and she said, "See how beautiful this bag, how beautifully made this bag." And the teacher said, "Yes Mona, very beautiful, and she is made from jute." Now students, jute means what? Jute means it's a golden fiber. Jute is one type of fiber which we are producing through the agriculture. We require jute crop for the jute production, and the jute we are using at our home mostly for the doormat, sometime the gunny bags, sometime our sacks, and the bags are also we are using at our home. It's made from the jute. Do you see those basket, lampshades and the chairs? Those are made of the canes and bamboos. See, basket, lampshade and the varieties of material which we are using, it's made from cane and bamboo. Bamboo is very common. Bamboo we are seeing at our home. In the eastern and northeastern humid region of India, bamboo grow in the plenty. Jessie was excited to see a silk scarf. See students, at your home also your mother, your sister, or sometime you are also using the silk fabric for wearing the cloth, means silk is rearing from the silk insect. See here, the teacher said silk is obtained from silkworms and bred on the mulberry trees. The children understood that plants provide us many different products that we use in our day to day life. See student, here this is the mulberry tree and this is silkworm, and we are the silkworms, they are only breeding on the mulberry tree, and through this mulberry tree they get the food, and this silkworm we are through this silkworm we received the silk fabric. Okay, so plants are animals, they are very useful, they are provide us plenty of things. Plants and animals both are. Okay, now see, natural vegetation and wildlife exist only the narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere and hydrosphere. So plants and animals, they are found on the earth surface, and sometimes it's found in the oceanic area also. Just we have discussed the 4 oceans, and in the oceanic area, in the deep inside the ocean, we found varieties of plants and animals, and atmosphere that we called biosphere. See students, plants and animals, they are found on the lithosphere, means on the ground, on the earth surface. Second one, in the water, it is called hydrosphere, and in the atmosphere means the on the surrounding area of our planet. Here we found the natural vegetation and wildlife, and it is called biosphere. The term plants and animals, it is called biosphere. In the biosphere, living beings are interrelated and interdependent on each other for their survival. Now I will explain this point with one example. Plants, they are depend on the water. Animals, they are depend on the plants. See, some carnivorous and some herbivorous animals like goat, sometimes goats and cow, buffaloes, deers, zebras, giraffes, they are depend on the plants, and lion, tiger, these all animals, they are depend on the animals. So they all are interlinked with each other, interconnected with each other for the supporting their life, and this life system is called ecosystem. Underline and note down in the notebook. Biosphere means what? Natural vegetation and wildlife, it is called biosphere. Second one, the life supporting system is known as the ecosystem, means on the earth surface, the life supporting on the what particular place, and this place is called ecosystem. Okay, write down. Life supporting system is known as the ecosystem. Okay, clear? Ecosystem means what, and biosphere means what? Biosphere means natural vegetation and wildlife, and ecosystem means life supporting system. Okay. Now see the next point. Vegetation and wildlife are valuable resources. Plant provide us, now underline students, the uses of plant. Plant provide us timber. Timber means what? Varieties of things which we are using at our home. It's made from wood, like furniture. You all are sitting on the bench. Bench is made from timber. Table, your furniture, sofa set, your varieties of furnitures are made from the timber. Give shelter to the animals. In the forest area, many animals, they are living, and the forest, they provide shelter to the animals also. Produce oxygen we breathe. Yes, it's a very important source. The oxygen which we are using for the breathing purpose, this is also produced in the through the plants. Protect soil, so essential for growing crops. Act as a shelter belt. Help in the storage of underground water. See, plants, the roots of the plant, they carry the moisture, and they hold the moisture, and due to this region, the underground water level also increase because of the plant. Plants also give us fruits, nuts, latex. Underline a student, these all are the uses of plants, and we should underline the important sentences in the textbook. Plants give us the fruit, nuts, latex, turpentine oil, gum, medicinal plant, and also the paper that is so essential for your study. You people are using varieties of books, notebooks, textbooks, and these all things, your textbooks or papers are made from the plants only. Okay. So, there are innumerable uses of plant, and you can add some more also. So, these all are the uses of plant, and we can add more also. Sometime we are using this medicinal plant at our home, like a tulsi, like turmeric plants, means these all are uses of plants. See here, Brahma Kamal, a medicinal herb which we are using. Now see the wildlife. Wildlife include animal, birds, insects, as well as the aquatic life form. They provide us milk. Now underline student, again the importance of wildlife. They provide milk, meat, hide and wool. Insect like bees provide us honey, help in the pollination of flower and have an important role to play as a decomposer. Decomposer means what? It's very common. Many time the dead bodies which occurred, dead bodies or sometimes the dead animals which are found on the surrounding area, the animals like the vultures, they are eating these bodies and it is called, they are working as a decomposer. The birds feed on insects and act as a decomposer as well. Vulture, due to its ability to feed on a dead livestock, see the vulture is most important thing, he is play very important role in the decomposers, and the vulture he is depend on the dead bodies or the dead livestock, is a scavengers and considered a vital cleanser of the environment. So, animals big or small all are integral to maintaining the balance in the ecosystem. See student, a blue kingfisher is here, Brahma Kamal is here. So, these all animals are also very useful. Without animals and without plant we cannot survive, we cannot imagine our life, and due to this reason plants and animals are very important. Now, one table is here and see here in the box, vulture in the Indian subcontinent were dying of kidney failure shortly after scavenging livestock treated with the diclofenac. Now, diclofenac means what? So, the vultures means the gidhad, they are facing lots of problem in India, they are facing one disease and the name of that disease is the diclofenac, a painkiller that is similar to aspirin or ibuprofen. Efforts are on to ban the drug for livestock use and breed vultures in the captivity. And what we have to do? We have to ban the using of this all chemical related material in the animal's life and we can save the vultures. Vultures are very important for the decomposers as a decomposer. Okay. So, see on the last page also one table is here, and the, do you know, rainwater harvesting is the process of collecting rainwater from the roof top and directing it to an appropriate location where it is stored for future use. Students, rainwater harvesting, it is very helpful process for the water conservation. Now, how can we conserve the water through rainwater harvesting? See, many time in the monsoon season in our India we received heavy rain. This rainwater when accumulated on the roof top of our roof, through pipeline we can save this water in the tankas or in the tank. Okay. So, this type of appropriate use of water and this tanka water which we saved through the rainwater harvesting we can use at the time of summer season. In our India, Tamil Nadu is the one state which are totally 100% rainwater harvesting state. Means at the time of construction in the Tamil Nadu, people they are using this rainwater which accumulated on the top of the roof, and this rainwater they are using for the different purpose. Okay. Now, in the which area mostly we can save the water through the rainwater harvesting? So, students, in the Rajasthan they are facing water shortage problem, and in the Rajasthan area they received water at the time of monsoon season. So, this monsoon water we can save and we can use in the summer season. So, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab, in this part also we can use the water harvesting system, and this water harvesting we can use for the different purpose. On an average, one spell of rain for 2 hours is enough to save 8,000 liter of water. See students, one time when we get the rainfall, this rainfall or 2 hours rainfall is enough for save the 8,000 meter of water. Means how many liter of water we are wasting at the time of rain. So, we can save this 2 hours water. When we save the 2 hours of water through the rainfall, we can save the 800 liter of water in our life. So, students understood the concept what we had discussed. We had discussed the water availability, water conservation and natural vegetation and wildlife. So in the next lecture we will discuss conservation of natural vegetation and wildlife in the next point. As a homework you should write water conservation method in the notebook. Okay. So we will stop here. In the next point we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you students.